Hi there, Murray Lincoln is my name, and I'm here at Misty Hollow Carving. I welcome you today. I want to talk a little bit about some of the carvings I'm doing. Here at the back of me, you can see some of my smaller carvings, which looks bigger right now, but it's two of my hounds. And today, especially, I'm going to talk about some of the exciting things that I've been doing with something new in carving. About 14 years ago, when I retired, my granddaughter started reading Harry Potter series. She asked me if I could carve a wand for her. So I carved a wand for her. It turned out really good. But then as I carved one, somebody asked me to carve another one and another one. Eventually, today, I've now carved all of the Harry Potter wands that were found in the Universal Studios book called Harry Potter, the Wand Collection. This is kind of a beat up old book right now. It's not that old, but it has been around long enough now to have been in my workshop a lot. And it's just got a little ragged around the edges. But today I'm going to show you some of my wands. You wonder why in the world would somebody carve wands? Well, it's probably the same answer to the question, somebody carves a duck. You'd like to create something that nobody else has ever done. So my friends carve ducks, and the ducks that they carve look more like real ducks than a real duck does. Well, I don't know if my wands come up the same, but I'm going to show you a little bit of them here. Just a few to hold up. Displaying wands is one of the problems that I have. These are just some of them. And in the book, in the movie series, there is actually 60 of the wands. The only one I haven't been able to create so far is Hagrid's wand, which is a pink umbrella. But going to something special, like one of the wands that most of the young people know, and that would be from 8 to 12-year-olds when they usually start reading the Harry Potter wands, the Harry Potter story, I should say. This is the Elder Wand, or Dumbledore. And then, you'll probably recognize this one if you're a wand person. You'll see this person here is one of the, I'm having a terrible time getting this on the right, left and right. But this character here is one that not everybody likes, is Voldemort. So taking the pine that I carved from and trying to get it to look like a piece of bone has been the challenge. So I've carved wands that have gone all over the place. They're great gifts for people, and I enjoy so much doing them. So I'm going to take just a moment now to switch over to a program that'll help you to see the wands better. So welcome to Misty Hollow Wands. The carvings that I've done, I'm going to show you them in a series, and the way that I've arranged them in this particular presentation is the way that they come in the book from Universal Studios. So the book is here. Again, we mentioned that earlier. This up out of the way. And the Harry Potter series, it's just an amazing book. It has all of the different people that did the part of the characters in the movie, commenting on what they thought about the wand that they used. I've arranged them in a series of about 5 wands or 6 wands in a slide. You can see from Harry Potter at the top, the wand, and then there's 3 following that are Ron Weasley. And of course, when I carved the first one, the first Ron Weasley carved this one, the kids said, well, that's not Ron's first wand. And so I carved Ron's first wand, and somebody said, well, it was broken. So I broke it also and patched it up with what we call in Canada Scotch tape. But in the book, it's called sellotape. Ron's wand wouldn't work very good. And Hermione Granger at the bottom of that. We're going to go on to the next slide. And it's a series of the characters of personalities that are here. And if you're a Harry Potter person, and somebody that's followed the series very well, you'll know each one of these characters. Go to the next slide. And here you have Professor Dumbledore's wand, which is that Elder Wand, and the second one down. This wand here and one coming up are the only 2 that I did on the lathe. The others were hand carved from a piece of pine. Some beautiful wands. The designs were made, from what I know and what I read in the book about this, the Universal Studios put out a request to the different artists and creators in the area that they might submit an idea for a wand. And they chose from those different submissions these wands. Going to the next one. I love the one on top, Professor Moody, the one-eye Moody. The ball on top kind of representing an eye. Professor Umbridge, this one here is done on a lathe, which took a while to do, and that's done out of a piece of butternut, which is very soft to work with. Some of the other characters down to the, when you carve the wands, not only is the book from Universal Studios helpful to do, but also something we have now called Google searches. And there's all kinds of ideas and pictures of wands that people have done, as well as some that are done already for commercial use. Here's again the bad, worst character, the ones you're not supposed to even utter his name, Lord Voldemort, and different characters that work with. So basically, when I go from the slide just before this one, these are the people that helped in the, were students and also some of the leadership in the Hogwarts school. They're the good guys. This next slide comes into the people that were against everything that was happening. And the different battles and things that they had, these people were all involved in. And the same thing, professors that are here. These are not just the bad ones, but they're different ones that worked along as professors and teachers in that area. The bottom two, Molly Weasley and Harth Weasley, are the parents of the Weasley kids. And finally, probably the worst characters that I think anyway, the Malfoys. And you'll see the wands are carved. This is a very difficult one to carve because of the different decorations. And so I don't claim to have them exactly the same as the real wand that you'll be able to buy at Universal Studios, but they're representation of what the idea is. And there's this, yeah, Malfoy's the same idea. I don't have any ivory to put on the ebony. This is wood. So down to the final wand is Garrick Ollivander. And Ollivander's wand shop is where the kids went to buy their wands for their involvement in their school. Now come to this particular one. In a recent showing that I did, this is a way that I figured I would display them. On this particular side, the side on the left side, you see the Elder Wand at the top. And then from that down to this point right here are all the students. And from that point down to the bottom are all the professors and people that were involved in the children's lives. Then over here on this rack, I put them separately because they're all the bad guys, all of the Death Eaters together with Voldemort and Lucius Malfoy, and on this side here, everyone in between. So there's another, just a single shot of the tower that I built with the wands on it, and another single shot up close of the wands that are there in that rack of the worst ones. I should have turned the picture here from this side over here where you see my mouse movement. This is Lucius Malfoy's dragon head. It's turned sideways, so you can see right down his throat. It doesn't quite look like that when you put it on the other slide. So that's my demonstration of wand making, or demonstrations of the wands that I've made. There's now 59 of them out of the 60 that are available that were at least are shown in the book. And so it's been a real joy to do that. So I encourage you, if you want to do something a little different, that would be a great gift for your grandkids, and no matter how old they are. 8 to 12 are the kids that really, that's the age that they seem to start reading J.K. Rowling's book. But then it goes that the 20s, 30s, and 40s all used to be 8 and 12. They're very much connected with the Harry Potter story. And it's been so much fun for me as a carver in Misty Hollow to do this kind of work with them. So I hope that you enjoyed that today, this video that I did just to show you a little bit about the wands that I've done. And have a great day. Keep carving.